Hey guys, Lawrence Demonico here. We have been receiving a tremendous number of questions and comments regarding a couple of new forced reset triggers that are currently coming to market. I figured it was best to just go ahead and address these comments publicly, put the information on the table, and let people just sort it out. So first, there is the Graves ART. Now, Mr. Graves has in fact been granted several patents concerning firearms. Two of them, specifically, the FlexFire technology and the FlexFire G2 technology, involve a hard reset of the trigger by the bolt of a firearm. Now, he likes to refer to it as positive displacement, whether you call it positive displacement or a hard reset. The important takeaway is that the reset is done by the bolt. The bolt mechanically resets the trigger of a firearm. Now, these Graves patents, both of them, have been exclusively licensed to Wolf Tactical LLC for the entire field of AR patterned firearms. Now, it is true that Mr. Graves previously worked with the owner of Wolf Tactical LLC. That said, the owner of Wolf Tactical LLC independently applied for and was granted a patent titled Firearm Trigger Mechanism for the hammer resetting the trigger in conjunction with having a locking device. Now, when examining this patent application, the United States Patent and Trademark Office considered the Graves patents, but determined that this specific patent application was new and distinct. Therefore, the invention was granted a patent. Now, Rare Breed Triggers purchased this patent from Wolf Tactical LLC. Now, the Graves patents, the FlexFire technology and the FlexFire G2 technology, are not related and do not have any connection to a drop-in trigger assembly or to the patent we purchased. Rather, his patents are centered around using a bolt to directly contact a trigger and reset that trigger. But keep in mind, Mr. Graves no longer has any rights to either of these patents for the AR platform, as he's entered into an exclusive agreement granting the rights for both of those patents to Wolf Tactical. Now, we haven't seen the ART in person yet, but we do believe there is a high likelihood that it will infringe on our patent. And if it does, we will pursue that to the fullest extent of the law. Now, I'm a firm believer that words matter, dates matter, details matter. So I have written down a timeline that I think is important, and I am going to share with everyone. All right. Now, September 11th of 2014, Thomas Graves applied for the FlexFire technology patent. Now, it claims, among other things, rigid mechanical contact between the bolt and the trigger. This patent was approved on February 14th of 2017. Now, in this patent application, he specifically refers to a striker-fired mechanism in the claims and drawing. Now, this is important to note. Striker-fired. Now, on September 29th of 2017, Wolf Tactical filed for a patent titled Firearm Trigger Mechanism. Now, this specifically is hammer to trigger reset in conjunction with a locking device. Now, November 13th of 2017, Graves files for the FlexFire G2 technology. This is a hammered fire version of the earlier FlexFire technology patent that was striker fired. So once again, it is important to note that it is a rigid mechanical contact between the bolt and the trigger, but was previously for a striker-fired mechanism. Now it is for a hammer-fired mechanism. But both of these require rigid mechanical contact between the bolt and the trigger. Now, January 31st of 2018, Wolf Tactical exclusively licensed the Graves FlexFire technology and FlexFire G2 technology patents for the AR platform. At this point, Thomas Graves no longer had any rights whatsoever to the FlexFire technology or the FlexFire G2 technology patents for the AR platform. On April 10th of 2018, Graves is granted the FlexFire G2 technology patent, but keep in mind, it was already exclusively licensed to Wolf Tactical. Now, December 24th of 2019, Wolf Tactical is granted the patent titled Firearm Trigger Mechanism, where the hammer resets the trigger in conjunction with having a locking device. The important takeaway here is for the FlexFire technology and the FlexFire G2 technology, the bolt has rigid mechanical contact with the trigger. In the Wolf Tactical Firearm Trigger Mechanism patent, the hammer resets the trigger in conjunction with having a locking device. Now, on May 7th of 2020, Rare Breed Triggers purchased this patent, the Firearm Trigger Mechanism patent, from Wolf Tactical LLC. Now, we will post that timeline in the first comment of this video so you guys can read it for yourself. Now, I will go ahead and address the other trigger that is currently coming to market. There is a trigger being manufactured by Wide Open Enterprises and being sold by Big Daddy Unlimited, or most people know them as BDU. I've seen comments suggesting that we, Rare Breed Triggers, are somehow involved or have approved this trigger. We most assuredly are not involved, and we absolutely have not approved this trigger. Now, based on a high demand for the FRT and our limited production numbers, we did not need a relationship with BDU. That said, we allowed BDU to serve as our exclusive distributor based on a very solid, long-standing relationship I have with one of their directors. Now, Wide Open Enterprises was established in May of 2021. So it appears that within just a few short months of acting as our exclusive distributor, they had begun to work on what looks like a direct knockoff of our patented trigger. Now, I'll be the first to say I haven't actually seen or touched one. But from what can be gathered from photos posted online, I feel very confident saying there's something like a 99.99999% chance that it will infringe on our patent. And as most of you are probably have already assumed, the relationship between Rare Breed Triggers and BDU has come to an end. Like, it's done, it's finished, it will be no more. In addition, we have already served them with a cease and desist, and you can bet your ass that we'll be pursuing this to the full extent of the law. Now, while it's reasonable to assume most people are not familiar with patent law, I feel confident in saying that most people know that a direct knockoff would infringe on one's patent. But since we're on the topic, I might as well go ahead and put it out there for everyone's benefit that our patent is much more broad than to only cover a direct knockoff. Our patents protect us from anyone manufacturing and selling a trigger that functions in the same way, even if it looks different. But what's more, our patent isn't limited to the AR platform. It covers triggers for the AK and other platforms as well. And before anyone asks, the answer is yes. We have other models currently in the works. Now, to address the elephant in the room, unfortunately, dealing with both of these issues has taken time, money, and energy away from our fight against the ATF and the DOJ. But rest assured, we will remain focused on the big picture. We will not give up the fight. And I appreciate everyone's support with our patent infringement issues and our fight against the ATF. Thank you, everyone. Just stay tuned on our socials, and we'll keep everybody up to date on the current happenings. Take care.